Good morning, everybody, and thanks for joining us here in Oskaloosa for the groundbreaking of the Fairfield Inn and Suites Hotel. My name's Ty Fellhafer. I'm with the Swift Hospitality Group, and I'm going to introduce our speakers for the day. First, I want to introduce Keith Gilland with Marriott International.
I want to thank you all for coming out. Evidently, everybody's living right to have this kind of weather today, because I know what you guys have been putting up with out here for a while. We want to thank everyone again, and thank Swift for being a part of the Marriott family. The Fairfield is definitely one of our staples, and one of the fastest growing brands that we have out of our 30 now that we have to this date. So we're excited. I get excited every time I come to one of these, and every time we break ground for a new hotel. Never gets old, but I guess that's why I love my job. So I want to thank you again for coming out. Enjoy the day.
Thanks, Keith. Next, I'd like to introduce the Mayor, David Creutzfeldt of Oskaloosa.
Well, I want to say a special thank you again to everyone for coming out today. I also want to point out a few folks that are here to make this day possible. Could I have David Swift, Bryce Swift, Matt Jacobs, and Ty Fellhafer? Can you all raise your hands, please? These are all folks from Swift Hospitality and are part of the ownership and the services that are going to be provided by the hotel. And so we thank them for their commitment to this. And from Marriott, of course, Keith Gilland, the project manager. And from the Chamber, we also have Mahaska Development Partners Chair Carrie Vandery. Could you raise your hand? Thank you for being here today. And staff members Ann Frost, Deanne DeGroot, and Emily Brown, are you here today? Yep, there they are towards the back. So thank you for being here. From the Mahaska Community Recreation Foundation, this outfit attracts thousands of players and fans per year to the community. And the chairman of that organization is John Pothoven. So if you would raise your hand. Thank you for being here, John. And from William Penn, who is also a driver of the people that come to Oskaloosa, the college-related tourism type stuff, is Kara Strong here. Yep, thank you, Kara, for being here. And then I'm also wanting to thank Council Member Bob Drost, who is here as well, and the City Manager, Michael Schrock, who has also been a part of this. And then Kevin Durandi from Mahaska Health Partnership, Sandy Bailey from Midwest One. Thank you very much for being here today. These are all major players in the community who are helping to make things happen with tourism and making the community a great place. Now let's get a little more personal. When I heard that the Marriott was going to be constructed here, I was really thrilled. There was a couple of reasons why. First off, you're probably aware that for many years we've been working to build an airport and a northwest bypass around Oskaloosa. This is all part of helping to make the living condition of Oskaloosa better and also help the culture of Oskaloosa. So the hotel will add to that it makes it that much better of a convenience of being able to come to Oskaloosa and being able to do business in the area. Then I also have another thought, that we've all visited various other communities. We drive around, we get an impression of the community, and it's based on observing how clean it is, the condition of the buildings, the sorts of things that are being built, and how attractive the area is. And those are all clues to us as to what the city has for standards, what the owners think are good enough. And the collective voice of those observations is what gives us the opinion in our mind as to whether or not a community is a good place. It's my belief that this Marriott property is going to send a strong message to both visitors and community members, that it's going to influence the culture of Oskaloosa by setting a standard of excellence that's going to influence both the community and the current ownership and those around the community, that this is what we need to have, that we have this standard as what's good enough. So in the history of cities, there's a number of watershed moments in time. Times where people of vision make big commitments. And those decisions have an impact on the culture and amenities for years to come. sometimes even longer than the building lasts. And so today is another chapter in Oskaloosa's history. It's a time where we recognize a multi-million-dollar investment that's being made not only in the future of the hotel chain, but also in the future of Oskaloosa. And many years from now, historians will be looking back on Oskaloosa's history. They'll look to see how our population increased while other cities of our size were declining. They'll look at the actions taken and the personalities of the leaders, and they'll be looking for clues to our success. And the answer will be days such as this, when strong leaders decided to enhance the culture and amenities and made a commitment to do it here. So on behalf of the citizens of Oskaloosa, I thank and congratulate the ownership group and Marriott on the decision to construct this new hotel. And we wish you all the best in your construction. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, for your words. Next, I'd like to introduce Matt Jacobs, the president of the Swift Hospitality Group.
Better hold on to my comments, they're going to blow away. Well, thank you. I echo everyone's comments on what a beautiful day we have. Really turned out well, and thanks for joining us at this groundbreaking ceremony today. As Ty mentioned, I'm Matt Jacobs. I'm the president of Swift Hospitality Group, and I was introduced to the local team here last year to really do some pre-development work and decide if it was feasible to build a hotel on this site and in this community. And wow, you know, it didn't take long. We drove here, we drove to the supporting communities in a 30-mile radius, looked at the various businesses in town and restaurants and the university, and it didn't take us long to really realize that there is a great need for this type of hotel, business class hotel. So the first item was to select a brand. And we knew generally what we were looking for, and what we decided, well, let's go with the #1 hotel company in the world and go with Marriott. So we chose Fairfield Inns and Suites. Fairfield Inns and Suites has been in business for over 30 years, and it's just very consistent. When you go from city to city, you want to make sure you know what you're getting when you choose a hotel. And when you choose a Fairfield Inns and Suites, it's going to be very similar from community to community. So it gives you a nice standard to know what you're going to be stepping into. So this guests of this 76-room hotel will be welcomed with modern and their brightest new design. Each guest room will feature signature smart decor, and it includes the latest in-room technology. And this is really neat. Right through the TV, guests can access their Netflix or their Hulu accounts, and they won't have to mess with cords or plugs and plug in their own device. It just streams right through the TV once you put your login in. And that's very important to travelers today. We're used to our amenities and technology. Additionally, the hotel will offer complimentary hot breakfast, a large indoor swimming pool, a very large, nice exercise facility, and a meeting space to accommodate 80 people. So whether it's parents visiting their son or daughter at William Penn University, a softball team coming to play at Lacey Recreation Complex, friends coming to town to visit and come to a local wedding that may be taking place, or a person coming for a business meeting, this hotel has all the amenities and comforts that any guest would need. Now I'd like to thank a few folks here that have helped us get the shovels in the ground. First, Joe Crookham and the whole Musco Corporation and team for their project support, their community support, and been very great to work with, and we've created lots of friendships throughout the process. Next, Marriott International, seamless franchise support so far, and construction support, and it's been great to work with. Mayor Kurtzfeld and City Manager Michael Schrock for their business-friendly attitude and welcoming us into the community as they have. Newman Brothers Construction, as construction managers, have gotten us to a seamless start. Stan Rainmaker and M&A Design for their architecture services. We need funding. Midwest One, a bank, for their financing of the project. And then I'd like to thank all my colleagues at Swift Hospitality who work hard every day, whether it's developing hotels or managing hotels that we have existing, to give the best guest experience that we could possibly provide to every guest that ever steps into the hotels we have. So on behalf of Swift Hospitality Group, we are honored and look forward to serving the community for many years to come. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Next, I'd like to welcome Joe Crookham, the president of Musco, for a few words.
Thank you. Just a couple quick comments. First of all, I'm excited to be here. 22 years ago, we stood here on the other side of this highway when we started that hotel over there. And this one's been long overdue. I'm glad we're here today getting started with the new hotel. Give you an indication of its impact on the community. This hotel, the rooms in this hotel will generate about $100,000 a year in hotel motel tax revenue for our local recreation for youth and kids in our community and attracting people to come to our community. So it's a great indicator of how much this matters to the community in total. And I might mention it's very appropriate that we're doing it this year because this happens to be the 50th anniversary of the Lacey Recreation Area existing. It was 50 years ago this spring that we started the Powell Park out there. So it's a great time to be doing this, and I want to thank all the great community supporters for the things they do in general and for what they've done to make this project become a reality. And with that, I think we're ready to start groundbreaking.
Thank you, Joe. Now I'd like to request the local officials and the members of the team here up for the groundbreaking ceremony. We need Bob up there. Am I missing anybody? Have them grab the shovels. thank everybody for coming today. As everybody has said, we're proud to be a part of the community and are excited to watch the hotel go up and start serving guests every day when they come into Oskaloosa. Thank you.